Did you ever think about what would happen if you stopped holding everything together for someone who didn't mean it? Let me tell you something. Narcissists' whole world starts to fall apart when you pull away from them. They've been counting on your energy, time, and unwavering patience for a long time to keep up the false impression that they are in charge and able. But when you finally leave, they have to face the fact that they've been trying so hard to avoid. They're not as strong or independent as they say they are. This understanding really shocks them, but it's also a big turning point for you. It's when you take back your energy, power, and peace. Are you ready to see what this change looks like? Let's take it all apart. Your energy will come back, which is one of the most important changes you'll notice on this trip. When you live with or are close to a narcissist, it can feel like you're being pulled inside a mental black hole. It's strange how these people can take in the light, liveliness, and energy of those around them. They use other people to meet their endless emotional and mental needs. Over time, this draining relationship makes you feel physically, emotionally, and even spiritually worn out all the time. It makes sense that a lot of people who are in relationships with narcissists feel heavy all the time, like they have an invisible load to carry every day. But as soon as you break out of this cycle and stop giving all of your energy to meeting their constant requests, you can feel the difference. It's like a huge weight has been lifted off your back, letting you finally take a deep, free breath. You can feel how much better you feel, and you start to feel lighter, freer, and more alive. This regaining of energy isn't just a short-term boost or a nice bonus. It's the start of a deep change. Once you have some emotional room and mental clarity again, you can rebuild the parts of your life that you may have ignored or given up on. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you often have to put their needs, wants, and goals ahead of your own. But now that you have your energy back, you can start to find those parts of yourself that you had forgotten about. You might want to get back into artistic or fun activities that used to make you happy, but you stopped doing because you didn't have the time or energy. You might want to improve relationships with family and friends, repairing ones that were strained or ignored while you were focused on the narcissist. You might also get the courage and drive to go after a project or dream that you've been putting off for too long. Our process of rediscovering gives us a lot of power. It's the start of a new part of your life where you're the main player in your own story, instead of just a supporting character in someone else's. However freeing this changes, it's important to remember that the way forward is not without problems. Narcissists are known for not wanting to let go of the people they rule. When you start to take back your time, energy, and independence, they often respond quickly and strongly. They might react with anger, confusion, or panic, using every strategy they know to get back on top. They could lash out and say you're selfish, ungrateful, or not faithful. They might try to make you feel guilty by telling you of all the things they've done for you and making themselves look like the ones who are losing out because you're becoming independent. There is no chance in these answers. There are planned attempts to keep you in a situation where they have power over you. One of the sneakiest things narcissists do in these situations is be generous to some people but not others. They are very good at making times that look kind or thoughtful, but these actions are rarely real. Instead, they are commercial and are meant to make people feel like they owe something. A narcissist might remember a time when they helped you get through a tough situation, gave you a gift, or did you a favor, but not because they were kind, but because they thought you would return them by being loyal and compliant. When you start to distance yourself, they will often use these times against you by showing them as proof of how kind they are and trying to make you go back to your old role. It is very important to see these actions for what they are, tricks meant to keep you dependent on their wants. Being truly generous means giving without expecting anything in return. On the other hand, a narcissist's version always has expectations and hidden motivations. It can be very hard to deal with these manipulative strategies, especially if the narcissist's actions make you feel guilty, confused, or doubtful. During these times, it's important to stay true to your choice to break the cycle. Remember the reason you chose this path in the first place. It could have been because you knew the relationship was unfair and that your needs were always being ignored or brushed off. It could have been the growing awareness that you were giving up your health and happiness to keep up a relationship that only helped the narcissist. Or maybe you finally broke because the constant mental wariness got too much to handle in the end. No matter what your reasons are, stick to them. These people are your anchor, giving you security and clarity when the narcissist tries to manipulate you and make you feel guilty. Remember that it's not just about saying no to the ego, it's also about saying yes to yourself as you go through this process. Every step you take to get back your energy and freedom is an act of loving and respecting yourself. Even though the narcissist might try to change the story by making themselves the victim or you the bad guy, the truth is that you are choosing to put your own health first, which is both important and long overdue. You have to be strong, tough, and dedicated to meeting your own needs on this journey, but the benefits are immeasurable. You are taking back your life, your energy, and your sense of self with each limit you set and each step you take toward independence. This is not just a change, it is a transformation, a strong, empowering shift that lets you step fully into your own light and start living a life that is truly yours. When you're working with a narcissist, they often act like the victim, which can be confusing. This is one of the most common ways they try to trick people, and they're often very good at it. They might do a lot to make their problems seem worse, making it seem like they can't do anything, are overwhelmed, or are being badly misunderstood. They might tell dramatic stories about hard times, making it seem like they were being treated unfairly or attacked unfairly. People are meant to feel sad when they see this act, especially if they are naturally caring and compassionate. In some cases, they will even get other people to help them by tricking them into becoming unknowing characters in their story. Triangulation is the process of involving other people in the situation to put pressure on you to return to your old role. Whether these people are friends, family, or people you both know, the narcissist will tell you a story about what happened that makes you look mean or unwilling to work with them. This will make you feel like you have to return the favor. This is especially hard for people who value connection and understanding because it takes advantage of your nature to take back control. This is why it's so important to know what your humanity is really like. It's amazing that you can really care about other people, but that shouldn't be used against you by someone who doesn't respect your limits. You should never mix up empathy with duty, and you shouldn't use it to keep bad relationships going. Realizing this difference is the first thing you need to do to get your power back. It's important to stop and think when you hear the narcissist's victim story. Are they really having problems, or are they making them up to get a better effect? Do they have a good reason for asking for help, or are they just trying to keep you tied to their needs? These questions can help you see through the trickery and stay true to your promise to take care of yourself. In fact, one of your best qualities is how empathetic you are while still setting clear limits. Stopping to do things for the ego is more than just a defiance. It's a deep statement of self-respect. You are showing yourself and others that your health is important and that good relationships are based on respecting each other, not on one person always giving up something. By putting your own needs first, you set a strong example for people who may be stuck in similar situations. It is possible to break free from the circle of control and manipulation, as shown by what you did. This effect can make people around you think about their own relationships, which could lead to larger patterns of strength and change. You may not be aware of it at the moment, but setting and sticking to boundaries is part of a bigger movement toward healthier, more genuine connections. As you keep your ground, something else important starts to happen. The narcissist's carefully put together front starts to crack. Narcissists depend on other people's approval and gifts to keep their inflated sense of self up. When you step back and stop giving them energy, they have to face an uncomfortable truth. They base their sense of self on being dependent on others. For them, this understanding can be very scary, and they will often do anything to avoid it. Some narcissists will look for new ways to feel good about themselves right away, throwing a wide net to find someone else who can play the part you used to play. Some people may try to hurt your reputation by sharing false information or making up a story that makes them the victim and you the aggressor. Some people may pull away completely, going into a state of denial where they refuse to see how your leaving has affected them. Every one of these responses is a defense strategy meant to keep them from facing their flaws and weaknesses. This moment, on the other hand, brings you insight and freedom. As the narcissist's power over you decreases, you start to see the relationship for what it really was, a one-sided one that lived on control, dependence, and imbalance. This realization is both very painful and very freeing. It frees you from the false belief that the narcissist will ever change, or that the relationship can ever be healthy and satisfying. You don't have to hold on to false hope, or spend all your time and energy trying to fix things that can't be fixed. Instead, you can start to build a life that fits your values, goals, and wants. For your growth and mending, you need to let go. This process is not easy. Supportive people who will lift you up and encourage you are important to have around you as you go through this journey. It takes guts to leave the narcissist's control, but it can also feel lonely, especially if the narcissist has tried to keep you from friends or family, or made up stories about you that aren't good. Support groups, friends, or family can give you the outside view and reassurance you need to stick to your choice. These people can help you remember how valuable you are, confirm your experiences, and give you support when you're feeling down or having a hard time. Therapy is another helpful option because it gives you a safe place to work through your feelings and learn how to set and stick to limits. A good therapist can help you figure out how to deal with the problems that come up in your relationship with the narcissist by breaking them down into their parts. Don't forget that you don't have to go on this trip by yourself. There are people who really care about you and want you to do well. It's not a sign of weakness to lean on this support system. It shows how strong and determined you are. Every step you take to reclaim your freedom and health is a victory and a statement that you will respect yourself and put your happiness first. As you move forward, remember that you are strong, capable, and deserve relationships that support and encourage you. It might be hard, but the road ahead is also full of chances, growth, and the promise of a life that truly shows who you are. For this reason, stopping doing things for a narcissist is not just a choice, it's a movement. It means that no one can use your time, energy, or sense of self-worth anymore. Because you care about yourself and your health, you promise that you will stop putting other people's needs ahead of your own. Even though it might be hard, the path leads to more peace, freedom, and self-respect. Thanks for talking with me about this important topic. If you think these ideas are useful, please like, share, and subscribe to help this material stay alive. Your participation helps get these words of hope to people who might need them. Don't forget to leave a comment below with your ideas and stories. We should keep talking about this and help each other make our lives truly our own. No matter what, you deserve a life full of respect, joy, and being yourself. You are better than you think. Be careful and know that you can break free and do well.